Well, it's quite evident that we are at this moment in the middle of climate crisis and that the population of the globe is quite high. And where is this climate crisis coming from is the fact that our wealth and the raw materials we have been using, they have been increasing all the time. So both people are increasing, but also the amount of for example, metals. Like in historical times, we maybe had iron and gold, but only few metals, and they were also quite easy to recycle at that time. But currently we have utilities or electronics which have even like 40 metals in one product. For example, mobile phone or tablet, they might have 40 metals, and out of those some are critical, some are limited, and some are really hard to recycle. So all of this, along all the other utilities of our Commonwealth, so have brought us into a situation where we expose too much of CO2 emissions and where we actually harm this globe quite much. So there is a global consensus that we should address this by, for example, clean technology solutions like wind energy or solar power or new kind of clean energy applications. Also a big trend of using electric vehicles, kind of thinking that this is a more sustainable way of moving. But there is one thing that we should also acknowledge is that all of these renewable energy applications, electric vehicles, batteries, they are also very metal intensive. So this development towards more sustainable energy production, trying to keep our living in a sustainable basis with a very high energy consumption, so it requires a lot of metals. And in Finland we are quite in a unique position that our country is quite rich in primary raw materials. We have ores, mineral resources for cobalt, nickel, copper, gold, and so on. And in addition, we also have a big industrial infrastructure. So we have already technologies that produce in a very sustainable manner metals of zinc, copper, gold, silver, cobalt, nickel, just to mention a few. That is quite unique in Europe, that one country has both resources but also this technological know-how. And of course, like from university or research perspective, we have very long tradition in development of new solutions, how we can recover. So I would say that the work that is done in the field of mineral resources and their utilization, it is something we need to support sustainable living in this globe. And by combination of Finnish know-how, Finnish education and high education with our industrial infrastructure and a kind of tradition and the raw materials that we have. So we are in a situation that by innovations in this field and by more energy and material saving processing and more of development of new recycling processes, better recovery of metals from already used metals like batteries, like mobile phones. So actually we can do quite much, and we can have really impact on both not only like national but European and global metal production and way, specifically the way that they can be produced from these mineral resources. So I would say that this whole chain from ores or from recycled raw materials up to refining and metal production, so that is a field where Finnish researchers should be very active and where they have been very active and which should be supported and which we can support here.